It's a little bit windy today, but I don't think this thing will have any issues. Oh, I knew this was gonna happen. We have arrived at a location that many local photographers know. I'd like to take out the FPV drone and recreate something that I did 2 years ago, but if I just feel like it's gonna be too annoying for everyone, I probably won't do it. I gotta show you guys the tripod I'm using. This is my tripod. It's a freaking film camera with a magic arm. Well, it's looking like there's a lot of people here, so I'm probably not gonna harass everyone with a little drone buzzing around. This thing is big. I go way back here. Today we're using the Canon 7 with the 50mm and Fuji X-T32. So it's got the same 26 megapixel sensor as the X-T4. This entire video is just going to be a close-up of my hand. The last time I was here, I took the drone and I flew it through these gaps. And I was pretty new to flying FPV, so it was a little rough. You're doing thumbnails? Is this the thumbnail? I don't know. I don't do YouTube. Switched over to the Fuji. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what I'm doing. I just see a lot of textures and designs and lines, and I'm kind of just walking around figuring out how to capture it all. All right, it's just a little too busy here. Kind of figured it would be. I got here at about 9. You have to get here at like 7 if you want it to yourself. So I'm actually gonna go down the road a little bit to this other spot that's definitely not touristy, and it's actually locked off behind some gates, which means I will not likely run into people that are gonna be annoyed by me flying a drone. Here is the coast. Looks like we got either a diver or a surfer out there. Some dude on the bluff. Glasses cam. Wow, what a nice day. So this right here is known as Sunken City. And I guess the cliffside collapsed a while ago, but they never cleaned out the buildings. So you kind of got the local graffiti artists that utilize it now. And I think there's some skate videos that have been filmed here, if I'm not mistaken. But today, it's going to be my drone playground, and it looks like nobody's here, so good news. This is actually the first location that I took my film camera and got some not so interesting shots. Shout out to Z, who first sparked my interest in film photography, and Brandon, aka Studley Stedman, aka Film Daddy, aka Sugar Daddy, who continued to foster that interest and let me use his Leica, which ultimately spun me into that spiral of gear acquisition syndrome. Thanks a lot. All right, this is it. I feel like if you had a little BMX off-road bike, this would be an awesome place to film. Alas, I do not live here. Wow, it smells like the ocean. All right, I'm gonna find a spot to post up and something up a little bit higher so that I don't lose signal. I'm thinking over this way, honestly. Oh boy, this is kind of slippery. How stable does this look? Not very, in all honesty. I think this might be my spot. Maybe I'll sit, I don't know, there? How's that look? Here? here or there. So I want the coastline here so I can kind of rip up and down it, but I also don't want to be so low that all the rocks block off my signal when I fly back there. So this might be it right here. See how it goes. All right, we're getting set up here, so I just wanted to take you through the gear that I'm using for this. Remote, I'm using the Remote 2 from DJI. It works. The only real thing I did to this, not that there's anything it can do, was these longer joysticks, because it's just easier to control when you're pinching. And then we're using the goggles Integra because I really just was focused on trying to minimize my kit. I also don't like bringing around extra wires and extra chargers, so the fewer connections I have to make, the better. And then for drone, I am using the XI20 Pro by Oddity RC. This thing rips. It's a little bit windy today, but I don't think this thing will have any issues. Let's get flying. Liftoff is unfortunately always an issue with these drones, especially when this is what it's looking at. So I've got the backpack down there. I like that bag because it's a lot of surface area and it's usually pretty flat on the back. Whoa. Oh, I knew this was going to happen, but unfortunately, I am now accustomed to the DJI system. The mid-air pause button is the same as the disarm button, so I need to retrain myself to not touch that ever, because as you just saw, it just disarmed and dropped out of the sky. And I'd like to go get it, but there's a bunch of people down here and I don't want them to walk off with all my stuff. So now we're unfortunately having to wait. Well, I was up there. I found it within 5 minutes, thank the Lord. Looks like the antenna cover popped off, which I don't see down here, and I'm not gonna risk trying to find, because I left all my stuff up there and I wanna go get it. All that matters is that the air unit is in good condition. Doesn't look like the battery's damaged, so I'm gonna unplug that and hope that it works fine after. Props look fine too. I don't know how that survived. That was at least 30 feet. So there's your drop test. XI20 Pro, 30 feet straight onto these rocks. Ready to fly again. All right, I have an idea that I'd like to make happen. It's kind of cliffy over here, which is cool, and coastal over here, which is awesome. Up there is kind of flat ground, and there's a road that ends right there. I think it would be sick to start way up on top of the road, follow it, and then just the drop off. Maybe clear this whole section, drop down into the ocean over there. I don't know, I'm gonna give it a try. Santa Monica. I was gonna go try and meet up with a friend near his house, but he's busy, so I reverted back to here, and I'm gonna try and get some shots on the pier.
Tell me when I'd be good.
Well, we made it to Santa Monica Pier, and kind of wanted to catch sunset and then the neon lights here, but as you can see, the fog rolled in, so there probably won't be a sunset. I've just been holding onto this roll of Cinestill, and I'm gonna finally put that through the film camera. I gotta say, guys, this is the coolest setup. I've got the, well, not this specifically, but this is my film camera, right? Got the light meter underneath, Gen 1 Peaks, whatever it's pronounced. And then I've got the Fuji X-T32 with the broken flash. And then, this is the coolest thing right here, my Insta360 Go S3. So, as you can see, I can record everything this way. And then when I need to talk to the camera, just pop it out of the mount and talk to it. And look, I've got a little monitor right here, so I can see exactly what's happening. I think this is one of the most ergonomic setups that I have, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. Honestly, nice when there's a huge crowd because you can kind of just blend in. Nobody really cares what you're doing when there's a lot of people. 6:40. This is the photo spot, apparently. I think I'm gonna try and get some shots of the actual, not concessions, but game stalls. See how that goes.